Hello everybody and welcome back to Pirate Ninja Productions. My name is Proteus and today we are here on a brand new world, sort of. This is the Greenhouse, Season 2. The Greenhouse is a Patreon server for Stina Rose. Makes sense with all the rose banners everywhere, right? So this is our spawn. It was built by Stina and the mod team before the server was opened, and I actually don't think I can back up far enough to show the whole thing, but rest assured it is very nice looking, well decorated, and uses quite a bit of the new blocks that came with the 1.16 Nether update. And yes, this is a vanilla. I am actually playing a vanilla series. I thought I'd give it a try. I haven't played vanilla really very much since 1.13, so it's a little bit new to me, and there's a lot of things I don't remember. So what she does is she has all of her patrons are listed here in the hall. Let's see, where's my head? There's my head over there, right over there. See? Looks exactly the same except for I have a helmet on. Yeah, so from spawn, we go east, which is this way. This way. Oh yes, and for fun, I've decided to try and run the season in with a language set to Pirate, which is one of the joke languages found within the language settings. It's been very interesting to try and learn the equivalencies of some things, like mostly the enchantments, because they're very different. Some of them I've had to switch back to regular English just to see what they were. So, yeah, directly east from the spawn, this right here is our starter town, spawn town, known as Roseville. It's on a mushroom island, so that we don't have to worry about mob spawns. And right here we have it's surrounded by barrier blocks so nobody can mess with it. But we have the first beacon gotten on the server, which was on day 1, and the original dragon egg from the first dragon fight. We do have the data pack installed where the dragon will drop, I believe it's a dragon head and a elytra and an egg every time you kill it. Let's see. We are on day 6 of the server, I believe. Yes, day 6. Opened on July 4th, which was last Saturday. Today is Friday the 10th. So, yep, walking past everyone's houses. You can see the nether portal over there. When we first logged in, that was not active. We had to actually go find diamonds, mine obsidian, and light the portal ourselves. But there it is. And if you see the little grass line across the island, that is actually splitting the island into 2 sections. On this side over here is our housing and stuff. And then on the other side is where the shopping district will be. Well, is. People have already started shops, including me. Right here, this is my starter plot. Mostly just a little hut and a tree farm, as I was determined to start a shop on day 1, and I did, even though I still wasn't the first one. I've also started a bit of a mapping project, mostly just mapped parts of the world as I've explored. I went way up here. I'm working on this section because my actual base location is about here-ish, I want to say. I'm very close to the world border to the east, but we'll get there later. Yeah, so here's my beginning plot. Just a few necessities, wall of barrels. I moved a bunch of my stuff over to my base already. Yeah. And somebody opened their shop and left me a cake. Very nice. So as the season progresses, we are hopefully going to be having some sort of municipal type district area where you can put things like a map room, and I intend to have this map of the world there, as well as maybe some other features that I'm not going to talk about in case I change my mind. So yeah, you can see some people's spawn plots are just furnaces and stuff because they haven't really worked on it much, or they've done what they needed to do and moved on. Other people have built much more intricate looking houses, especially making use of the new blocks. We've got a lot of black stone roofing. This is basalt pillars. Nice little garden here. Making our way to the portal. This is our bulletin board. So that's just for the people on the server to advertise things. Like we have a guardian farm that will be that they're working on. I think they killed the elder guardians last night, so within the next couple of days they're going to start demolishing and rebuilding the area. I don't know if they're draining it or not. I'm not working on that. A couple of shops here. This is the shop that we got the advertisement from. I wonder if anyone's... Ooh, a diamond for 64 pumpkin pies. Not bad. While we're here... Ouch. Go check out our shop. My shop. I opened this on day one. So it's a nice little lumber yard area. And as you may guess, I'm selling... I don't know why these are here. I'm selling wood. 1 diamond per stack of wood. Yeah, a little bit low on stock right now. And, ooh, somebody bought some dark oak. Money. Anything else? Yes. One more thing on Spawn Island to show you before we move on to the next area. So this first episode is mostly just going to be a little short tour, talking about plans, talking about this season in general. And then as we move on, I'll actually be working on projects and stuff. I do have many projects planned, so we'll see how we do with those. Hello, mushroom. This is where I'm going right now. We did find a skeleton spawner underneath the mushroom island, and a bunch of people worked on it, and then they built the skeleton so that we would you know, be able to find it pretty well. But here we are. Nice little skeleton spawner room. I don't know, probably to cook down the loot. We've got a little enchantment set up in here, and we've got yikes. While I'm here, I'm going to take some of these unenchanted bows, toss them all in here, because we already, well, we should anyways, have, yeah, we have a double chest of regular bows already, and nearly a double chest of enchanted bows. I need to go through those later. And many arrows, which is good, because I'm actually going to take some with me, because I only have about a stack. Right. Yeah, might as well do a little cleanup while I'm here. Let's see, trying to remember. We do have some other data packs and plugins installed as well. We have the armor stand plugin, where you use flint to put the the armor stands in poses. It's not the same as a data pack, but it's actually supposedly quite a bit more stable for servers, especially servers that have more than a small number of people on them. That should be good. Do we have any bones? that's not what goes in there, guys. Bones go in there. Well, I'm gonna take all these as well. I think somebody didn't know that we had a trash can over here, which I'm assuming just tosses everything down into lava or something like that. Oh, that's the skeletons I see. Right, I forgot the spawner is like directly underneath me right here. Yeah. So that's it for the spawn area. That's actual spawn house and then the town and marketplace areas. We do have a gaming district already designated, but I don't think there's a whole lot that's been completed over there. So for now, I'm just gonna we'll skip that. We'll go back to it later when there's more stuff going on. And then, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna head. Oh no, I did wanna. Do I want to pop into the Nether? Nah. So I'm gonna head back all the way over to my base. It's about southeast. It's about 6,000 blocks. Oh wait, no, I need to go south. West. No, southeast. I'm really bad at directions sometimes. Yes, so it's about 6,000 blocks east and about 4,000 blocks south. So I do have quite a journey to get there. It takes about 20 minutes or so for me to travel. It's thankfully a lot of it is over the open ocean, so I can boat there, which is a lot faster than jumping up individual blocks. I do not have an elytra yet. The dragon has already been killed like half a dozen times. So I'll need to go back and find some gas tears and some ender pearls and such in order to actually get in order to kill a dragon. Well, I could just go to the end, kill a few endermen, and then go that way. But I still need to get 4 gas tiers to regen in the dragon. There'll probably only be 1 or 2 dragon fights for me this season, just because there's not really much of a use for it, and I like end raiding, so I'm not going to kill it 20 times to get a bunch of elytra. Also, it takes less effort to go end raiding. I'm not gonna keep you guys with me for the entire trip all the way back to my base, so I'm gonna give it a cut here, and I'll be back with you once I've made it out there. Alright, here we are. All the way back at my base, which is... Here's the center coordinates. Yeah, 68, 50, 46, 10. So it's quite a distance, yes. Looking up here, you would think I haven't done much at all, which you'd be partially right. I haven't done a whole lot. I do have a few farms. I have pumpkins, melons, potatoes, and wheat. I don't have carrots yet, although I should. A bunch of random stuff here. I have all my maps up here for the mapping project. Those are not treasure maps. That's the language that changes them to treasure map. But then down here, all the way down at what you can see is near bedrock level, is where I've been doing spending most of my time on the server so far. So I got a bit of a storage area going with all my goodies. And this is very temporary. Eventually I'll have a much better one. I've got my full enchant set up. I've been doing some book enchantments to try and help offset the less than ideal enchants I sometimes get on the tools. Turn these into ingots. Turn that ingot into a stick that in there. Turn the ingot into a block. There we go. And then over here is my zombie spawner. I do have hostile mob sounds turned way down, because this was, I mean, it's literally on the other side of this wall right here. It's very loud otherwise. So it's just your standard spawner. They go into a tube, go up, go over, come back down. So they should have 1 heart of health left. And then I can just sit here and whack them for a bit. But I'm not going to sit here and do that right now. So I did start some mines as well. You can see the stuff going, and this. So we're allotted a base radius just to keep from encroaching on other players and make sure there's enough space with everyone. Ours is, you pick a central point, which you saw the gold block on the surface, and 300 blocks in all directions in a circle from that spot is your allotted area. So what I did here is I dug a tunnel all the way down to the end of my circle. So this is not the center of my circle. Now I'm at the center point going on the Z. So not quite there. But what I have been doing is I've been mining down every single branch in search of mostly diamonds. But you see this one stops right here. It's a very short branch. That's because I calculated the end point of each branch here, and so the branches are slowly getting longer and longer, and then once I get to the center point, they'll start getting shorter and shorter again. But once I've completed a branch all the way to the end, I put the torch on the ground just to indicate to myself which ones I've already finished. And I found a fair amount of diamonds, not anything outrageous yet, but this is Y11. So after I finish with Y11, I'll move up to Y12, or 12, 13, like 15 or 16. So maybe not. But I should find enough diamonds in here to keep me tided over for the rest of the season, unless I continuously die and lose all my stuff before I get netherite. Let's see. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I would like to show. I did find a spider spawner, a regular spider spawner. It's just lit up. I'm probably not going to use it because I found many cave spider spawners, and those seem to spawn in bigger groups. So, well, there is one more thing I forgot that I wanted to show off. So I do want to talk about plans and such for the season. This whole island is within the radius I've been allotted, so I can take over everything on the island and a little bit outside, actually. I do plan to deforest the entire island, which I mean, it's a forest biome, so that's a huge amount. There's a small section of plains biome that I will have access to, so I'm hoping to use that to get some flowers. There is a guardian farm off, or sorry, a guardian temple off that direction, about 200 blocks or so. So it's half in and half out of my radius, but I have already asked, and I'll be allowed to play with it. Oh, I forgot I had silk touch on this. Nice. But that's ways off. It's I am just in the process of trying to get enough diamond gear fully upgraded. So immediate plans, I'm going to be terraforming the island very, very slowly. Every once in a while I'll just come up and knock down a bunch of trees. I do need to farm some more spruce and jungle and dark oak for my shop, but I'll get there. That's just some tree grinding. It's not a big deal. Eventually, once I have access to more surplus materials later on, I will be selling more than just. Is that a wolf or a sheep? Wandering trader. Maybe. Nope. Just one llama. How odd. How very odd. Alright, well. Some leather. Not too bad, not too bad. We do have the mob heads. Think it's a plugin as well, but I have yet to get anything other than skeleton and zombie heads from the grinders. So I'm going to knock down all of these trees. I need to select spaces for some of the builds I have planned. I am mostly going to keep quiet on those until I am actually starting them. But I am planning on turning the entire island, or not the entire, most of the island into a place for other players to come and visit. Not like a resort type thing, but well, when we get there, you'll see. And nope, nighttime. Time to sleep. My base is very, very unsafe at the moment, so I am definitely going to be sleeping unless I'm at the bottom of the planet. I do need to get my hands on some villagers for mending books, mostly. But I'd also like a good selection of other books, and I probably going to do a personal we do have a community iron farm that's in the process of being built, but I will probably do a smaller personal one, like very low rate. But I am planning on, so part of the plans I have include a block palette that includes iron blocks, and you know, those aren't exactly easy to get. We'll see how good the rates are on the public farm. It is going to be in the spawn chunk, so it will always be running. Alright, so let me show you the unfortunate nether spawn that I got for my base. So, here we are. I already kind of hid my location a little bit, but yeah. So, I happened to get a spawn inside a crimson forest, which means that I walked out of my portal and was attacked by hoglins. So definitely going to have to spawn proof and make safe the area near my portal, which is, this is not the final location. I just have it here because I needed soul sand for the mob spawner. So that's it. Yeah, I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to keep mining. I'm going to keep deforesting. I'm going to keep working on building plans inside and outside of Creative World. Oh, yeah, one other thing. So there's a lot of community type projects that people are working on. Like, for instance, we have a community farm that's already in place. I mean, it was pretty much done by day one anyways. So that's really nice. I don't think I'll make use of it just because I think I have all the raw materials I need to make farming for almost everything I need, except vines, but I can get those from jungle trees, which I have somewhere. I have jungle saplings somewhere, I hope. Maybe I forgot them. I think I forgot them back at spawn. Oh well, there's a jungle near here that I can chop a couple of trees down to get a sapling or two and bring them all back to my base. But back on topic, the community project that I have specifically volunteered myself for is a combination of the Nether Hub and tunnel system. So I'm I've been summarizing it, at least in my head. I don't know if I've said it out loud yet, but I've been summarizing it as the nether transit system. So it's basically the hub and the tunnels that connect people's bases and all of the community farms and areas such as spawn and whatever to each other. I have some preliminary designs. They're big. The tunnels are 21 blocks wide, and that's so that they can accommodate all forms of transit in the game except for striders. I'm not going to bother trying to wrangle striders because that's too much work. So we have ice boat paths, we have soul sand for soul speed boots, we have a nice wide path so people can ride horses, llamas, donkeys, whatever. It's also tall so that people can fly through it, and then underneath is going to be a rail cart track as well. So that's all like 6 different forms of transportation that people generally use except for strider transit. So it's going to take a lot. The nether hub itself is, I believe I planned for a 51 by 51 square and with 3 layers. And we're planning on putting the mailroom on top of the nether hub, so I'm just going to include the mailroom in the nether hub. So we're going to have the I don't have any blocks to demonstrate. Let me demonstrate this real quick with random placeholders. Alright, so here on the bottom we're going to have the bottom layer will be the hub, the railway hub. So that's where all the different lines for that will go, and they run in parallel to the nether tunnels. They're all one tunnel. And on top of that, we've got the actual hub, the tunnel hub, and it's also where the portal is. And then on top of that is where the mailroom is. All 3 accessible from each other, of course. Do have to figure out how to do that without water elevators. Probably just use stairs or something. So that's the plan for that. Don't have any plans for actively leading any other projects, but I'll probably participate in at least a few at some point. It's been a busy week for a lot of people. You see some people who are on quite often and some people who aren't. So I know a lot of people are busy with work, especially during the week. And last weekend was a holiday weekend here in the States, so yeah. I'm going to call that here. Have nothing else that I'd like to talk about for today, so I'm basically just going to go back down to my mines and... Actually, I'm not. I'm going to go and find a village and recruit a couple of villagers, and then I'm going to go down to my mines. After I'm going to set up a villager breeder, and then try and get a couple of librarians. Sorry, a couple of librarians with good traits. But that is all for me today, so I hope everyone enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you later.